Hello, my name is Sekit, and we are playing FTB Revelation, and we're going to pick up right where we left off with Vinny's genetics. The next thing we want is a gene pool, and all the crafting ingredients should be pretty familiar at this point. We're also going to want a tank. I don't think this has anything in it. Very good. Now we're going to need a few more fluid ducts and probably some servos. We're going to pop this guy down right here. This thing also uses ethanol. So we'll just, yeah, okay, very good. It's got a tank size of 1,000. We're making some more right now. Sweet. Now what this will do is it will take several things and enzymes and turn it into liquid DNA. Now we have plenty of bees that we can melt down. I think that thing will even take saplings. But since we're going to have more drones than we know what to do with anyway, we might as well use them. I know in like earlier versions there was an advantage in terms of the DNA you get. Putting in like a bee that you've identified as opposed to a bee that you haven't. I don't know how much of these enzymes this stuff is going to use either. This version of this is all new to me. It's all very different than it was in 1.7, I think. It's been a while. Yeah, 10 millibuckets of DNA per bee. So, we're gonna pump it out. Tank right here. And it looks really cool. We got a little bit of it down there. A tank full of that stuff. It looks really neat. Next thing we want is this guy, the Polymerizer. It's all familiar parts being used to craft it. We're gonna slap it down right here. And we're gonna pump DNA into it from the top. And we're gonna pump out of this machine from down here, and we'll just have to unconnect everything we don't want connected, right? And that, and that. Oh, we do want this side cut. Whoa, I just did a huge jump. How did that happen? Anyway. I must have clicked some partial block in a weird way or something. So this thing, and I think we may have jumped the gun on the sequencer. We'll try one more. I ran a very faint one, fresh from the isolator, through here, and it came back blank. That might have been a coincidence, or I might have messed something up, or not. We're going to put a servo on here and a servo on here. Now we've been making some more bacteria. I threw some more growth medium in here. Now, what apparently we want to do, if we throw bone meal in here with the bacteria, we'll get polymerize, some other kind of bacteria. And we use that and the DNA, and those will fill these things up, I believe. Let's try half a stack. Okay, polymerizing bacteria. I should send that into one tank. And if we do the same over here, we should get DNA coming into the other tank, and this will start doing its thing. Look at this progress bar. Isn't that great? That's fantastic. Now, when it finishes up, okay, so it goes from very faint to faint, and then you got to do it again. Okay. So I guess we got to run this thing through here a couple times. Well, I guess the other option is just random breeding. So, but this is, I mean, you gotta admit, this is pretty cool. And sure enough, running this at very faint a second time, another one of these through the sequencer, it just came out blank again. So, lesson learned. Definitely seems like you want to fill these up with DNA first. I think if we put gold, okay, yeah, that seriously increases the speed. That's, you want to do that. Okay, so now we have one that's very strong, as opposed to very faint. Get this going. It's slow. Very weak or very strong. I just keep getting blank samples back, so I think we need a genetic something. Boy, that's a lot of options. Let's try genetics? Genetics processor, no? Okay, we need a gene database. We make this in the Carpenter. All right. That's doing thing, okay. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at this thing. What's it need? Bees, lifespan, cave dwelling, and effect. We've sequenced that many genes. We probably should have had this, huh? Well, don't actually even know if that's true yet. So let's go see. We got, okay, yeah, 2 blanks. Terrific. Let's get this other one out of here. Lifespan, effect, cave dwelling, no. Let's see what happens. I don't know what I'm doing. So it may only be that that polymerizing this makes this process faster as far as the sequencer goes. You have to have it somewhat polymerized, I think, to get it to do the thing that we're trying to get it to do, which we have not quite finished the first part of yet. So if this one comes out blank, yeah, see that? Like, it's telling us we've sequenced 4 genes. This must be effect none, but all I see is the blank sequence. And if there's like, that number just went up, I don't think this works. Win some, lose some. We are going to get into Gendustry. Now we're going to start by, well, we'll have to get over here. We're trying to program recipes is what we're doing. We're going to start with a genetic sampler. We'll need to teach this thing how to make a power module, I'm sure. We've made most of this stuff already. Have to teach it how to make a genetics processor. And what else? A bee receptacle. And certainly a gold pressure plate. It doesn't know how to do that. All right, here's our genetic sampler. Holds 1,000,000 RF. That's quite something. I guess what we need are genetic templates. It doesn't really say what we do, but I'm sure we can figure it out. Now each one of these is a bit expensive. They're going to cost us a diamond, but I believe once we make it, we've got it from that point forward. And, I think there might have just been steps to Benny's genetics that I was missing, but we're gonna go with Gendustry. This is a cool mod. So what do we do? Do we put this in here? Let's put a bee in here and see what happens. Okay, that's a start. It definitely takes the bees. Let's see here. I think I jumped ahead with this genetic template. What we're going to want is to make a recipe for genetics labware, also kind of expensive, and for blank gene samples. Now we're going to make a couple of those up. Those click in. Those click in. B disappears. It's pretty fast. How horrifying a drain is this? Oh, it's a drain. We're going to have to come up with another power solution if we're going to do this very much. B sample, humidity tolerance, none. Not what we're looking for. Lifespan, short. Also not what we're looking for. Ah, this is something we want. We are going to want to have... There are a lot of bees with negative effects, like burn down the house and so on. This we're going to want to keep. A lot of different traits a bee can have. We finally got the species. Next thing we're going to want is where genetic imprinter. All parts we've seen before. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our genetic template and our species sample, just craft them together. And this will be just species. We're going to keep this because this process consumes the sample. Let's take one of these garden variety meadows princesses. And what we do is throw in the labware, throw in the template, throw in our meadows princess, and we should get a diligent princess. Awesome. Now there is a chance of just getting, garbage, but that didn't happen this time. So it has all the same traits as the previous bee. It's just now diligent instead of meadows. Next thing we want is a Mutagen Producer, and there is one new thing here, a Mutagen Tank. It's just tin and glass panes, no big deal. As you might have suspected, the Mutagen Producer produces mutagen. Now it uses 1,000,000 RF per operation, so you want to be efficient. You can make it out of redstone dust, glowstone blocks, or redstone blocks. And I don't know, it doesn't seem to tell you in JI, which is the, or NEI, whichever one this is, which one is the best. So we're going to try them both. See how much a block of redstone gets us. Alright, block of redstone gives you 900 millibuckets, so not quite a bucket. And a block of glowstone. Glowstone gives us 800, so it looks like blocks of redstone are our best bet. So now that we have mutagen, we want to use it. We're going to first make a Mutatron, which is all familiar parts. Throw it in here. And once that's finished crafting, we're going to make the advanced version, which is just more of the same, little fries here. Now, apparently, you can just put the advanced Mutatron next to the Mutagen Producer, and it'll give you a bunch of mutagen. That's pretty good. And what we do is we put more labware in there, and we select from the possible mutations. And that's the advantage of the advanced Mutatron. The regular version, you get what you get. Here, if there's more than one result, which you've probably seen in the inventory mod, figure out which one you want. This is going to be a pregnant queen. It's ready to go. Now, we don't need every bee. Some bees are just upgrades for other bees. Like if we can find where'd we start? Diligent bees. You have 20% chance of a stringy comb. This unweary bee that we just made, a 30% chance of a stringy comb. So, keep that in mind. Don't have more of these sucking up power than you need. Now, in doing this, we've gotten quite a few that we don't really need for anything. Like never sleeps false, lifespan short, we don't need those. Let's see. Yeah, garbage, 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 garbage. Okay. So And I guess this really only seems to work in vanilla furnace, but is it going to actually work? It's not going to work too. Oh no, it works. Okay, very, very good. We can smelt these down and get the blanks back. So I'm going to start working towards bees that'll get us resources that we need, but we're going to shift gears. I want to do some enchanting, but there's a bunch of stuff I want to do, and I want to use what levels we have efficiently. So I went ahead and I made an XP drain from open blocks. And let's see what's the best way to find this. Probably just by looking for open blocks, huh? We're looking for the open blocks tank? Yeah. So give us 2. I'm going to put this right by our enchanting setup. Throw the drain on top. You just stand on this thing, and it'll suck experience right out of you. So you only have to use exactly the amount you want. And the thing to do is go down a little bit, and then right-click. That'll get you to the next even level. I mean, even like the next perfect level, like exactly 30, exactly 31, so on. Now remember these tropical bees? For one thing, one of the problems with them is that they have poison as an effect. We don't want that. And they also use vines, which take up space. So we're gonna make a template for flowers and add no effect to it. And as we get beneficial things to add to this particular template is going to be a go-to. This is how we're going to take all the negative effects off the bad bees. Some of them are terrible. Like there's one that is like lightning everywhere. It's, you want to do this. We just throw it in here. Oh, it won't work with the queen. It'll only work with a princess. Let's go see if we have a princess. Princess or a drone? Now that I think about it, I don't think I saw a drone. That could be an issue. Well, we have all queens. That's the way it goes. So we'll do one round with the poison. Another thing we're gonna want, and we'll want to program a recipe for this. We'll be using a lot of stuff like this. Up at the beginning, all this stuff is stuff we want. We're gonna create a jungle emulation upgrade and some more patterns. Only 4. Dear, oh dear. And we'll have to teach this thing how to make an upgrade frame, first of all. And then we'll have to teach it how to make the environmental processor. And these aren't cheap, but they're worth it. Hopefully we'll eventually get traits that, like trait normal humidity, normal temperature. So we only want the queen to go through the cycle once. And we'll see if those vines are close enough. They are not close enough. We'll have to move them. Grab the shears. Grab the vines. How's that? Okay. Not daytime, so she'll go through one cycle. We'll probably get poisoned a bunch as we're doing stuff here. And then we'll program her and a drone to have a trait none. I see poison particles, but I'm not getting poisoned. Everything seems fine. We'll see what happens. We could, however, imprint these Oblivion bees. For the first round or two, I am going to continue to leave the automation upgrades out of these, because I'm going to want to check them to see if they're, it's going to truck along. I'm going to want to check them to make sure that they don't have any of the negative traits creeping back in. I feel like that's happened to me once. I don't know if it'll happen in this pack, but we'll check. Oh, we're poisoned. Finally happened. Just like old times. And that's just gonna about do it for this time, folks. I'm gonna be doing most of the beast stuff off camera till we get once again to new mechanics. And we'll be back with some different stuff in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.